Okay, so for the last part of this tutorial, we'll look at a couple common errors that you can see when working with Sourcemod SQL admins and how to fix them. So let's take a look at the console logs and see what the error is that we're getting. So I'm going to expand the latest log, turn on highlighting, we'll scroll down. So we got some blue here. That appears to be an issue, could not connect to database. It's coming from the SQL Prefetch plugin, so when it's trying to load the admins right after the map change, it's having trouble connecting to the database. And it says host 127.0.0.50 is not allowed to connect to this MySQL Server database. So that's an interesting error. Let's see if we can't resolve that one. If we open up our server here via FTP, add-ons, Sourcemod, let's double check our database's config file. Do a view and edit in here. Discard local. So you can see the IP has been changed from 127.0.0.1 to .50. If we change this back to 1, do a save, close, click yes. Go back to the web panel, turn off highlighting, uncollapse that, close that menu, restart the server. Give the server a few seconds to finish restarting. Alright, it's back up and running. And back on the web panel, we'll refresh the console logs. We have a new one now. Choose view here. Expand it down, and that appears to be a completely started server. And the error message is gone. Collapse this. Get ready for the next error message we'll look at. Okay, so now we're going to look at the next error. If we head over to console logs to see what's going on, check out the console output, make sure we got the latest. Open up the latest console log, check the box for highlighting. Let's scroll down. So we got some blue here that looks a little suspicious. It says, could not connect to database default 2002, can't connect to local MySQL server through socket/temp/mysql.sock. Okay, this error is related to the designation of the host name for the database server. Now, sometimes it won't work depending how you word it, whether it's localhost or 127.0.0.1. So let's take a look at what we have in the config file. Do a view edit. So here we have the host is set to localhost. Let's change that to 127.0.0.1. Do a save. Close this out. Click yes. Go back to the panel. Uncheck collapse. Collapse this again. Go to control and we'll restart the game server. Give it a minute to restart. Okay, server's restarted. Let's take a look at the logs again. We'll refresh. We should have a new one. Open it again, turn on highlighting, and the server's booted fully. So that's another error that can commonly happen, again related to the database host name where the database resides. The last error we're going to look at in this tutorial is related to the contents of the database itself either becoming corrupt or being set up incorrectly. So let's take a look at what the errors look like in the console logs. So we'll come over here again, look at the latest, view here, turn on highlighting to make it easier to find what we're looking for. We'll scroll down, and right away we got some red here. So the SQL Prefetch Sourcemod plugin is having issues with queries. So it says the table in the database SM overrides does not exist, and it does the same thing for the flags, the groups, and the admins tables. So something has gone wrong with the database. It's either been corrupted, something isn't right. So what we can do to repair this is we can go to the Extras tab, reinstall the database. This is going to wipe it out since it's already not working. And then come back over here and open up this createadmins.sql file, which, if you don't remember, was in the SQL init scripts directory on the server, and then MySQL, createadmins.sql. We'll right-click, do a view edit on this, select all, do a copy. So we're basically recreating the tables in the database that are vital to its functioning properly. We'll paste that data here, run the SQL, query finishes. We'll now restart the server. We should have a clean console log from this upcoming boot once it comes back. And that will have resolved the issues with fetch groups, fetch overrides, and query error. So server's back up. Check in with the console logs. We'll refresh to make sure we have the latest ones. Choose view here. Again, highlighting. And scroll down. And we're all set. So there you have it. Some getting a SQL admin set up, and then also some troubleshooting for the common issues you might run into when working with SQL and Counter-Strike Source, or any game that supports Sourcemod and SQL admins. Again, a lot of these techniques, looking through the console logs and looking for SQL errors, that sort of thing, can apply to other games because a lot of add-ons will behave similarly. They have the config files, they have the plugins, and they have the libraries related to SQL. As long as you get all of these pieces set up, you can typically get things going and back on track fairly quickly. I will include links in the description to the alliedmods.net website, where there's more information about the SQL plugins and how to use them. This is just a general overview to get this going using the control panel and the MySQL Extra. Thank you for watching.